First report now. We haven't been able to see much from your group with the way the practice is structured, but what y'all been doing?
We have two pretty good returners. I'm just going to mention that real quick. Kind of under the radar guys. Kicker, awesome competition going on. There's 3 to 4 guys competing for that job. Kickoff as well. Mm-hmm. There's 4 guys that are capable, and then also at the punter, Keelan Crimmins and Andrew Osteen, two really good punters as well. So a lot more depth, a lot more competition, a lot more. You don't make your kick or you don't execute, there's somebody else ready to kind of to earn that rep. So it's been good to have that in camp.
How is that transition with Crimmins from Australian rules football to American football, or is it a big transition?
We just have to change. You can't eat no kangaroo meat here. Can't eat any of that. Which I learned they were pests. They're pests in Australia. You can actually eat them over there. So that was an interesting fun fact from Keelan. But no, he played Australian rules football for about 3 years and some leagues there. So they grow up playing with their feet, versus some sports, baseball or something like that. So when he can run around and somebody runs a post route, he can kind of just punt it up to him and hit him in stride. So it's just getting him used to the American game and kind of things we're looking for from our scheme and what we're trying to do. And then obviously Andrew, coming from UCF's got a lot of experience and been an outstanding holder for us so far through fall camp as well.
Speaking of Keelan, I mean, obviously that's a different style than what they've had here. Do you like that style? Or are you trying to force feed something else? I mean, how are you kind of utilizing that?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the style. I mean, I've done it in 2 to 3 places I've been at, and it's they don't always have the right guy for the job. Now we have the absolute guy for the job. Having said that, Andrew's worked some of that same type of punting as well, man. So both those guys are pretty multiple in what they can do, and then it'll be fun to kind of work with them.
Knowing Keelan's background, though, how likely is Coach Mele going to call like a fake punt or something where he can use his athleticism to do something besides punt?
Yeah, I mean, he might have to do that on his own and trump me. I don't know. We'll have something in the pocket for that. Maybe the kangaroo pass or something. What's that? The boomerang? With the he can actually do it with his feet. He can kick it sideways, man. But we want to go that way. I tell him just make sure he goes downfield first, about 40 yards before that happens. But
so how is Nicholas kicking the ball?
He's been solid when he's been available. He's been solid. So. Veteran guy as well, so you know what you're going to get from him.
Besides your under the radar guys with Tulu and Xavier, who's some other guys you're kind of working at kickoff return and punt return?
Simeon Price is a guy who's back there in kick return. That obviously is a bigger body that can do some different things. Jacoby Belazar is back there catching some kicks. Creed Whitmore's been catching some punts. Jaden Wally's caught some punts. So we have there's some good depth there as well in that room. Both those rooms.
When you have guys with such ability as a Xavier and a Tulu, what do you do at this stage? Now they're already all Americans. How do you make them better?
That's a great question. Any tips on that? Or, we just got we have to block better up front for those guys, and those guys just got to make really good decisions. Some of those plays they make on their own. Maybe there's a cut here or a cut there that they kind of missed and broke a tackle, but really just kind of get out of their way and let them be decisive. I mean, they kind of preach that all the time. If you make the wrong cut or read the wrong thing, if you think it's right, go ahead and take it, man. I want to slow those guys down. So they're both aggressive, want the ball in their hands. So it makes my job a little easier anyway.
What does it do for your kicking room when you bring in 2 transfer portal guys that have a lot of experience in college football, and how much does that help you?
It's great. It's great. And then the other transfer, brother Ethan Chang is in town, and he's kicked a bunch of balls, and got to college level, and he's got a big leg. So again, it's just they kind of set the bar. They know the expectation. You go through practice and they're kind of at a certain level, intensity level, but those guys that have played games before in big stadiums understand that it's about to get ramped up here in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, you can't take a play off, can't take a rep off, can't relax, and got to keep working your craft to get better and better.
Special teams has kind of been a rite of passage for a lot of guys over the years, especially early on in their career to kind of cut their teeth. I mean, how much do you stress that on some of the young guys that this is your opportunity to get in there and impress?
Yeah, huge. I mean, Marcus Banks, for example, right now, kind of in the pole position, one of those safety spots, is a guy that logged almost 200 reps for us on special teams last year. Didn't quite play as much on defense, so he's a great example. Jordan Morant's a guy that played a ton of reps for us last year, and he's bounced around there in the safety mix. And DeCarlos Nicholson, same thing, played a bunch of special teams. So their fastest way in the field is special teams, but that's part of my job is to kind of get those guys ready for their respective side of the ball, using some of those skills to transition, and they're battle tested, right? It's not the first time you threw them out there on a defensive snap or an offensive snap. So it's a great buy-in, right? That part of it is great. I mean, guys want to be out there and want to be on special teams, and including the vets, right, all the way down to the young guys.
Are there some younger guys that you think could be, potential special team demons that you're seeing early?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard his name before. You guys talking. Isaac Smith is a guy that can do that, and Zachary Tillman, Avery Sledge. These are guys that are they're really gifted athletes. That maybe not quite ready to step into certain positions, but obviously they can help us out. Because they're all in, they're giving 100%, and they've got the ability and the talent level to do it.
Talked about Nick, being pretty solid when he's been available. How important was that to get some depth at that position? Just in case there is an injury or something like that where another guy needs to step in.
Yeah, it's big. We brought in 2 freshmen. And they're doing a good job. Kyle Ferry, Carson Allen, they're really doing a good job. But again, just somebody else to kind of push the tempo, have a little variety in the room, and another guy that kind of competes and different personalities, and this way nobody can kind of relax. The competition breeds success adage type of thing. So it's been good. It's been really good.
Thank you, Coach.